My darlings, my darling brothers and sisters from the 144 and beyond, today we have a very, very special transmission. A transmission that is based on third eye transcendence. This is a transmission that is for the final stages of the transcendent journey, specifically for that of the modern day woman, but for all beings that are choosing to leave their third eye as their final chakra crystallization into enlightenment and their purification beyond human mind. This transmission is to assist those that require the templating, the pathways, and the information to unlock the 7 chakra system beyond and to finalize the Barakah process. This is a process that I taught directly in the history of ancient Egypt and has since been modified, evolved, and meets the new earth vibration, frequency, and information, as well as supports the new universal laws. My name is Gaia Ariati, and I am the Oracle for the 144. And I'm here to assist you to awaken to the remembrance of who you truly are, so you can live a life aligned by your soul. There is a warning, a level of awareness, that if you receive this transmission, then you're required to be ready to let go of the story of mind, to let go of any of the attachments you've ever had, and to let go of who you thought you were, so you can step into who you truly are. Transmissions like this are powerful. They require you to have more faith than fear. And they will take you into places and spaces where you will activate the third eye, clear the third eye, purify the third eye, solidify the third eye, and transcend. Where it is that you will receive this from will depend on your soul's journey, your sovereign choice, and that of the vibrational frequencies that you are attuned to and able to receive at this point of your journey. What I ask of you is that you check in with your sacred heart, that you receive from your soul, and that you decide whether or not now is the time for you to receive this, or will you receive it many times on your journey so that you hear, heed, and remember the call of your soul. The pathway of enlightenment is becoming one that is more readily available. There are many of our soul family, brothers and sisters, that are stepping into the remembrance and integrating their embodied truth. They are still hiding. They are still keeping themselves in a place until they are ready, strong, and in God's full protection through the remembrance of their vessel and Christ consciousness. This means that as one who has already come to this, I'm able to share this message so that we are able to rise together and begin the pathway of the next shift. The next shift in your evolution, in my evolution, and in evolution as a whole, as well as the great awakening that allows for the origin points, the original purity, and the original plan to be reinstated on the earth. The pathway to enlightenment is for many. Many of you are walking through each and every chakra without your conscious awareness of what it is that you are doing. Yet if you continue to receive my messages, receive from my transmissions, and receive from my spirit, you'll start to understand that there is a very specific pathway, a very specific plan, step by step, and how you will get to the point of your moment of arrival. This is one of the final stages for those ready to come into enlightenment. The third eye must release the story that it has been telling itself about how it sees itself, other, and reality. So before we go any further, acknowledging is now the right time? Am I in a safe environment to let go? Can I have more faith than fear? And am I ready to let go? And if the answer is yes, then please do close your eyes and start to receive fully from the frequencies that are bestowed upon you. As your eyes close, you want to feel the heaviness of the body and yet the strength within the central channel, an area of your body that holds the great connection to the ethereal, the earth, and all elements of reality itself. That the frequencies and the vibrations that move through you know the pathways to take you with ease and grace, and they also know the pathways to take you through the challenge, resistance, contrast, and karma. This is up to you. This is human choice. This is a choice that you can surrender to now. The pathway that I'll be supplying to you here is the path of ease and grace. Any other pathways will not be possible for you to receive. So if you find yourself not receiving from this transmission, see it as a recognition that you are still choosing the hard way. You are still choosing the hard path, and you're not really listening to the sacred heart. As one who knows, this is the pathway of pain and suffering. You have many options to surrender a little more, a little more, a little more, and find that God only desires the best for you. And the path of enlightenment does not have to be one of challenge. And as you receive this, you're going to close your eyes a little deeper, where the lids become heavier, the temples start to soften, your forehead starts to drop, and your third eye starts to open, where the portal of your third eye starts to get stimulated, activated, initiated, where the challenge of seeing becomes invisible, where any blocks to the truth become dissolved in the recognition that you are the all-seeing eye. You hold the eye of Horus, but you also hold the eyes of God Source Creator. And in this recognition, you're going to breathe into your sacred heart, the center of your being and your totality, by breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Where each and every breath here on forward softens your cells, relaxes your muscles, and allows for your brain to stop fighting the words, the awareness, the channel, where the central nervous system finds the pathway of frequency of enlightenment, where that of the vagus nerve starts to activate into the energy of transcendence, where your chakra systems start to spin and vibrate to their highest capacity, allowing for that of soul remembrance, where your circuitry system, your auric field, and your toroidal field become the vastness of time and space, where that of the information lines, the codex, the coding, begin to express through light, frequency, and geometry, where that of the entirety of heaven and earth can be reclaimed, understood, and embodied, where as your body shifts, synergizes, and balances into that of a portal of recognition, that your body responds, your mind relaxes, each and every element surrenders a little more and a little more. A little more, and a little more. A little more, and a little more. You, and only you, are here. You in the vastness of reality. Reality that has been created by that of the perception of mind, where we ask that the separate mind is given its final words, messages, and visions in the coming days. The separate mind that has kept you from your transcendent state, transcendent from human separation from God, where the arrival into God consciousness presents itself, and the moment of time where it all makes sense arrives, where ease, peace, clarity all begin to be what is known, as if you have known nothing else before. This third eye perception is to see beyond the limitations of what the mind and the story has told you, to allow yourself the dignity and to give yourself the gift. This means that you as an individual soul knows. You know deep within your cellular matter that you can transcend. You know deep within your cellular expression that transcendence is for you. You may even know a time that you have transcended before. And if you have done it before, you can do it again. If you have arrived before, you can arrive again. And it's instantaneous, in a moment, ease and grace. Just like muscle memory, what will happen is the threads of remembrance will weave back through you your Christ consciousness, your purity, your divinity, your sustained connection with God itself, where the embodiment of what you have once known from a different point of the time-space continuum becomes your known state here in this physical reality. Many of you have done this before, and you are just re-remembering what you already know. And for those of you that are evolving into a higher state of being, trust that the path has been laid, that you can follow those that are leading with the light and the pillar of remembrance, where transcendence is made more readily available to all beings, and the third eye can awaken to the truth beyond what we've been told. As you feel this recognition, your DMT through the pineal gland is going to start to excrete large doses of DMT. Large doses of DMT that are going to take your neurology into a new point of information. Synapses pathways that are holding a bandwidth of consciousness that allows for that of the third eye to receive in a new expression of information. As this DMT and the synapses bandwidth of consciousness increases so drastically, we're going to turn up the brain's capacity by 5%. Turning the brain's capacity for your human cognition up 5% as we dial it up, 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 up. And as you allow yourself to dial the brain capacity up, your connection to information becomes clearer, 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 and more concise. And that of the temple, the prefrontal cortex, the frontal lobe, and that of the reptilian brain, start to choose a sacred trinity of transcendent mind, a connection point where the information of reality becomes that of what is past context of the brain's truth of understanding of consciousness, where consciousness is the new set of frameworks for the ability to see life, where the layers of consciousness, the layers of dimensions, and the layers of formatting of that of light, frequency, and luminosity guide the pathway beyond matter, allowing for the brain to be that of its original point of the blueprint of the fifth dimensional vessel, where this portal of vision awakens, where this portal of sight begins, where you become the prophecy of your own life and experience, where God shows you through His eyes, where God shows you through their eyes, and where you're able to see the truth beyond what was seen in illusion. As these cellular restructures occur and the anatomic level of your physical vessel begins to dissolve and decode anything that is not within the energetic signature of this experience, your brain will start to grow. It will grow cells that allow for a more sound mind perspective. It will kill off cells that require to move through the dissension and death process and provide new life. The cells that are ready to and will provide new life will gift a capacity with thought, clarity, channeling, and that of presence in human expression to be instated into your experience. The brain allows for you to decipher information in truth or through illusion, and your brain is ready to awaken to the receiving of the unification code. The unification code is where the left and the right hemispheres of the brain become one. No longer do you function from the logic or the intuitive. No longer do you function from the masculine or from the feminine. Instead, you begin to live a life in sound mind, unity thought, and unity consciousness that dissolves masculine and feminine perception, that dissolves light and dark in the ability of seeing, receiving, and interacting, that begins the pathway of the awakened mind, the all-knowing mind, and the mind of an enlightened being. This shift in thought, this shift in being, this shift in soul is a shift that has been occurring for you for quite some time, that you've been preparing yourself to hold this, that you've been preparing yourself to gift this, that you've been preparing yourself to live in longevity and sustainability of the enlightened expression of being. A place that is not boring, a place that does not require seeking or searching, a place where ease and grace is all one knows. The path to enlightenment is available for any, yet the path that is chosen and walked upon is for the few. The enlightenment of your own mind into a state of sovereign truth, God's presence, and that of the experience of what is known through the unknown will be walked by a very small percentage of the human species. This is intentional. This is special. This is for those and only those that are ready. The readiness is what allows for those to choose. It is not any other form. It is those that are ready to jump, leap, and surrender into the unknown, beyond what has been experienced on earth until now. We are all here to awaken this expression of mind. We are all here to see through the eyes of God. We are all here to come back to self. Yet we are all going to that end result in different ways. Some of you may not receive this for many years. Some may not receive it for many lifetimes. Yet this transmission is decoding, unlocking, and allowing for the brain's technology within the human vessel of 5D consciousness to allow for that of the God Self to return. The God Self to be embodied into the frequency and codes, and for Christ consciousness to be held in the sacred heart, where the Godhead and Christ consciousness work in unison and union to provide a pathway of light, a pathway of healing, a pathway of knowledge, and a pathway into the next stages of the experience. The next stages of the experience are either for you or for other or for humanity. When you decide that you are ready to continue to stay at a place of peace, you'll let go of the need to focus on one or the other. That your neurology and that of your chakra systems will find a harmonic that is true in resonance for sustainable longevity. When you choose this, your third eye will have the ability to see things and experiences that are supportive to you living a long, physically vital, healthy, and free life. That as you become this, do this, and experience this, you are able to become the paradigm of this clarity. The clarity that allows for you to recognize that you can live a long, prosperous, purposeful life if you choose to find peace where you are, where you choose a point of evolution that is true, and that you decide to arrive there and stay there. As long as you keep seeking and searching or dividing yourself into different poles and signatures and separation points, you will continue the point of suffering. You will continue the cycles of perpetuating behavior. You will step 2 forwards and 1 back. It is only when you land at a moment of time that you recognize that you are perfect, that you see perfection, that you be perfection, and that you recognize perfection in all of life, that you can be the sound mind, godly representative of the Word, and let the Word walk through you, speak through you, sound through you, look through you. Let the Word be the guide, where no longer do you try to find the Word, but instead you see, and the words come to you. This seeing allows you to recognize those like you. This seeing allows for others to see you through the portals of your own vision. This seeing takes you to exactly the pathways, lands, and points of information that will allow for you to transcend beyond the distortion point. It is time for those that are ready to transcend distortion altogether. It is time for those that are the first steps in the second coming to come into the enlightened mind and embody Christ consciousness on the earth. It is time for this of the ripple to allow for the totality of the all, and to know that each step we walk together and not separate. That when one of us awakens, we all awaken. And when one of us remembers, we all get to experience that remembrance. That the pathway is not about service, it is about serving the self. Serving the self will and always will allow you to see other as well as the totality of the all. You just need to understand how it translates through clear seeing, sight, perception. As we ask the third eye, the vision, the irises, and that of the forehead and the skull and the cranium to work in coherence with seeing what is true, receiving what is true, and knowing what is true, so that the sight can become the visionary of where God provides the information. No more question, no more doubt, pure receiving, so that when someone comes to you and shares, when someone sees you and expresses, and when you are able to witness another, that this free flow of energy is given in reciprocity of exchange. It is given without bounds, and it is given without a need for return, in the knowing that the reciprocal nature of life exists within the perception of the experience of one's authentic essence embodied. What I be here for you is a reminder of this reciprocal nature, that I am here to serve that of my own transcendent state, to remember and come back to the transcendence I once held, by reminding my third eye and sharing this reminder with you, so that we together build a vortex of frequency where clear sight is reinstated for humanity, where clear sight is gifting the pathways to integrity, and where the recalibration of the spinal column, the DNA, and the cellular matter allows for the brain to function at a higher capacity. No longer are we going to limit our mind. No longer are we going to limit our sight. No longer are we going to limit our gifts. Instead, we are going to transcend the limitation and become all of our infinite potential. Mare kiatash kapatakaramo, en shepateki tatariakosh kurokotokoromo, in sepateki shakatakaramo, an shapatakaramatekeri, in shepatekeri ateshkeriatu kurokotokori, batekea, bateatea, 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 mishkapatakaramo, bishkapatakaramo, bishkapatakaramo tokori atetekishkatakaramo tokori, bayakate tata rama, bayakata ramana, bayatata ramanana, rayakika rokoko, ishkate sapataye, ishkape sapataye, ishkape sapataya. Awaken, third eye. Awaken to your truth. Awaken to your prophecy. Awaken to your oracle. Awaken to the visionary. Awaken to sight. Awaken to the clarity of what God is allowing for you to see. Mare ki andata kashia daram, dush kutukurum tekeriana, eshke peti sapatakaramatuko, in sepetikishi tatakarmana, ambase, 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 ki aputo kushumpatakarumatekeri, do kurukutukuri atekeshimbe, do o sapatai, do o sapatai, do o sapatai, do o sapatai. Mareapu, mareapu, mareapu putukuriatai, mareapu, 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 kesiata shambata karomotori. Amia setia shata karaya, ambia setia shata karaya, ambia setia shata karaya, Ambia setia shata karya. Oye 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 oye. Oye oye o. O amanaye amanaye. O manaye o. O manamaye amanaye. O mananaye ya. O manahi amanaho. O manahi o. O manamanahi amanaho. O manahi amana. E mananahi amanaho. O manahi o. Ishkate sapatakarima. Ishkate sapatakaramana. Ishkape satakaramatakariyana. Ishkase patakaramatagari, O kutukushukutukuru kutukuri, O sutukuru kutukuri shkitakari, O shutukuru kutukuri atatakamatagari atatakari 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 atatakai. Ratia ramatare, gikara tuskeriana, ensepe, tai rama, eshketi, tai ratina. As we ask now to recalibrate all systems, the circuitry system, the light system, the frequency patterning, the geometric structures, all of that from light to matter, through all four quadrants and all trinities, we ask that the brain moves into a new point of experience where sound mind, sound sight, and the vision of truth is instated. Where we ask that what is held with ease and grace, and what cannot be held is let go of. And we allow for sovereign choosing and the knowing of what to do in this command and guidance of God. That we ask that the synergy, harmony and balance is instated, and that all of that, of what we are, comes into the coherence of what has been realized, attained, and brought into the space in transcendence and enlightenment. And to complete and finalize and finish this process, we're going to take 3 deep breaths to allow for the energy to move, weave, and be experienced from that state of sacred heart sovereignty here, now, in God's name. By breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. It is done. It is done. It is already done. Meti kadai kotoshopo patai karama deshkari nishka aska tishka ata ishka ata ramana. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. And starting to come back to your physical body, back to your feet, back to your ankles, grounded and anchored in this information, grounded and anchored into your physical body, knowing that your body has the capacity, the ability to hold this, to be this, to attain this, to sustain this. And as you're grounding into your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips, you're allowing yourself to come back into your stomach, your lower back, the front of your chest, arms, hands, allowing for the return of you, allowing for the return of life itself. Hey, wriggling fingers and toes, stretching the neck, and slowly, gently opening your eyes, present, wide awake. Being gentle and kind to yourself as you stabilize this information, recognizing that you've just turned your brain up by 5%, and this will increase information, cognition, abilities, and awareness. Be aware that your body is only holding what it can hold, and it is only integrating what is easeful and graceful and of sovereign choice. And so as you move through from this transmission, please remember to stay hydrated, sugar as well as salt, and allow yourself the rest, grounding, exercise, and the conversations that are supportive to stabilizing this in your experience. Thank you for receiving this special transmission. Thank you for receiving what is here for you. And if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, share with someone who's ready, and comment your comments below so we can send this ripple through the collective and offer it as a gift for the Great Awakening. I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you. Adonai.